Heroclix has given me something to do, but recently I cannot win. Oh Lady Owen, how do you win?
You come to me on the day of my daughter's wedding to ask me how to win in Heroclix.
Welcome back everybody to another episode of the OldLadys LongBox, where I take a bad figure and make it good, or take a good figure and make it better. So today we have another figure from the Avengers set, and as I've said before, all these figures are pretty darn good. Now today we have Colossus. You can play him at either 175 points or 125. He's got the Xmen team ability, of course, in Dom, standard movement, no range or anything like that, so he's your typical bruiser. Alright, so let's get right into it. So he starts out with a 10 attack, 11 supercharge, 18 special defense, and then 4 damage. So where he really shines is his ability right on top, the movement ability. It's called I Believe in the Xmen, and it's Colossus can use charge and plasticity, which is always great. If he has 2 action tokens, which is in Dom, so he doesn't take damage for doing that, but if he has 2 action tokens, adjacent friendly characters with the Xmen team ability can actually use that team ability as a free action. So if you guys are unfamiliar with the team ability, it's really cool. What it's pretty much says is adjacent characters with that team ability can heal the other character by 1 if you give them an action token, and then you roll a die, and depending on what the die is, you might take 1 damage to yourself. But what this says is you can actually use it as a free action, because what you see a lot of times is they'll have 2 next to each other. Say Emma Frost and Colossus are next to each other, and then she will heal him, and then he'll heal her. So then, you know, so like even if she does get hurt from the first time, he can heal her back up. And if they don't, then you can just keep swapping and you get +1 each. But anyways, all that aside, he lets you do it for a free action if he's got 2 tokens. So that's really awesome. You can pretty much heal 1 for free. And then as for his defensive power, he has Defend and Impervious. So Impervious, the standard mill, you can reduce the power, but Defend is really nice. What Defend allows you to do is adjacent characters can take his defense, so where he can give it to them. So if you have Emma Frost or whoever's next to him, someone who's a weaker character, you can give them their unmodified defense. You can give them that 18. So now you have, you know, a squad of 18s versus, you know, one guy, mob action style, and take him out. So after 2 clicks, he goes to his blue starting line, which is the 125 point cost. And on his 3rd click, he still keeps the I Believe in Xmen power, which is kind of nice. So even if you pay him at the 125, you still have a chance to use it. But since that's the last click he has it on, if he gets damaged before you get to use it, there's not even really a point. So if you're gonna play this guy, you probably want to play him at the 175 to get the full effect. 125 is not really worth it. But he still keeps the defensive power, although it's only a 17, so giving somebody a 17 defense isn't really all that useful. The super strength, of course, sort of the run-of-the-mill for the bruiser. Then you keep going down, and he gains sidestep, which is kind of nice for a close combat attacker, because you're constantly basing characters, but you're allowed to run away. Or even if he maybe does break away, you can add 2 to your movement to try to catch up to him or whatever. He gains Invincible, which I'm not a big fan of this power, so some people are. I only really believe this power is good if it's on your 1st click, because you can, you know, reduce the power of alpha strikes. But most of the time I'd way rather have the -2 than to cut it in half, because usually the -2 it helps you out a lot more. Because with like the -2, you can't get hurt by characters that have 2 damage or less, whereas with this one you just take 1, so it's not really that helpful. And so this guy clocks out at 8 clicks, so he doesn't have that long of a life. As I talked about before, he has the Xmen team ability, but he has armor, mystical, and Xmen keywords, so that's kind of cool. And then overall the sculpt is pretty nice. I like it. He's got a bald, shiny head. But otherwise it's nothing too different. He's switch click, of course, just like all the other ones. I guess the best way to use this guy is just to pair him up with a TKer, just like any other bruiser character. You're going to want to TK him out there. And he has improved movement, so he can run through hindering, and he can run through blocking terrain, and he breaks the blocking terrain when he runs through it. So that's kind of nice, so that he can leave, so you can sort of build a trail of hindering if you really want to when you attack somebody. So that's always kind of cool. But other than that, yeah, just pair him up with a TKer and just smash people. So just a little tidbit of common knowledge for you. He's actually the older brother of Magic, who's also in this set. She's actually one of my favorite characters. He's Russian, which is kind of cool. And he's actually affected by the Juggernaut. So if you might know that Charles Xavier, his half-brother, got the gem, and then he became the Juggernaut, all this other stuff, right? Well, this guy's Colossus is actually infected by the Juggernaut now, so he's Steel and the Juggernaut. Really cool. So if you want to check that side of him out, because he lost it since then, go check out the Avengers vs. Xmen stuff, and you'll get to see a big Steel Juggernaut. So yeah guys, that's pretty much it for this Colossus. It's a really good figure. You definitely should check it out. Check out this whole starter set. I definitely recommend buying it. But other than that, like, comment if there's a figure that you wanted to take a look at. But thanks for watching guys, and have a nice day.